A 76-year-old grandma running a barcode scam at Target 12 times. Two kids, ages 4 and 6, stealing the family car and putting a woman in the ICU. A 14-year-old school shooter in Thailand who started by taking out his own grandparents. And California cops catching drivers doing 111 miles per hour and calling it video game driving. Tonight on the Night Audit, Chaze Barnes breaks down 4 wild stories you need to hear. Audit your life before life audits you.
Hey, we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Night Audit. I'm your host, Chaze Barnes. What up, what up, what up? Yeah, it's August 10th, 2026. Right back at you. As y'all know, most of y'all anybody who's new to the channel, if you see me in this get up, I'm in workout gear. I worked out today. Got one more day and then I'm off 2 days and I'm back at it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, we got to get into this 76-year-old barcode scheme.
St. Lucie woman is now under arrest. She's accused of fraud.
Yeah, police say that the woman didn't just commit this crime once, but multiple times.
Yeah, CBS 12's Al Pefley joining us outside the Target store on Southwest Village Parkway in Port St. Lucie with...
Whoa, Target? Say it ain't so. I thought the Blackie Blacks was protesting Target. Different story.
Jim, police say a 76-year-old Port St. Lucie woman went to this Target store to shop this week, but police say she had something nefarious in mind.
Listen, times clearly are hard for people in America. Healthcare is high, food is high, so people are doing anything that they can to make ends meet.
That's how a shopper is reacting to the arrest of 76-year-old Joan McKeon for fraud. Police say McKeon went to the Target and Tradition on August 4th, and she went to the self-checkout area and scanned a barcode that she brought with her to buy a $32.99 item for just $1.29. Investigators say they found 28 barcode tags in her purse. Target's loss prevention team told police this was the 12th time McKeon had committed retail theft at that store.
Me personally, I think it's pretty clever, but we are a growing city and we can't be having those things going on around here, man.
You don't rip anybody off like that. I don't think it's right. It does surprise me. I'm very shocked how the world's turning out. Yeah, so it's very disappointing to hear.
Port St. Lucie police say they did a search of McKeon's purse, and she had barcode stickers and tags for other stores, including TJ Maxx, Publix, and Burlington in the Tradition area of Port St. Lucie.
I'm sorry. The reporter here, like, he can't hold his laugh back. I can't hold my laugh. I gotta show this to my mom. I'm gonna have to show this to my mom.
And I did reach McKeon by phone this afternoon. She told me she did commit the crime, and she said she did not know why she did it. She also said, I was not thinking clearly, and I know what I did was wrong. Target's Media Relations Department did not respond to an email seeking comment. Live in Port St. Lucie, Al Pefley, CBS 12.
Now, okay, sis. All right, listen, we gotta look at this. We gotta audit this 2 different ways. All right, maybe 3 different ways, right? All right, listen, there's a loss prevention, and then there's retail security. And they're just simply been, listen, the older people out here, listen, I know, man, the cost of insulin, healthcare, like this lady said. What did this lady say right here? Let's go to the early video. Listen, let's listen to her right quick. Hold on, because the audio on here sucks. Hold on. Let's see.
In mind.
Listen, times clearly are hard for people in America. Healthcare is high, food is high, so people are doing anything that they can to make ends meet.
That's how a shopper...
They 76. They should know better. But I think they pulled schemes. They pulled capers. This lady, like, she pulled some capers back in her day. This lady right here look like she pulled some capers. Yeah, she look like she pulled some capers. She ran with the best of them. She ran with Left Eye, I don't know, Left Eye Larry, Kingfish Kenny, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Bambino to Gambino. Let's see, at the thin eyebrows. She look like something straight out The Sopranos. Literally, she look like she's one of Tony Soprano's, whatever. Now that Tony, Now, Tony, Tony. You know how they come in with the money. They come in with the little envelope. They come in with the envelope, whatnot. Hold on, this ain't it. Yeah, Tony, you know I love you, but you gotta cut it out, Tony. But she over there, she in the wheelchair, pulling capers. And how much she sold? Was it $20,000? Once a scammer is always a scammer. I don't care, even in retirement age. Once a scammer, charge fraud, swindle, attain property under $20,000. Once a scammer is always a scammer. I don't listen. Which most of them do. I think they at least she admitted that she did the crime. She know what she was doing. She was in her right mind. So again, you kind of got to excuse. You see, 76 years old to a certain extent, unless she's proven she got on off Alzheimer's or dementia, whatnot. But it's pretty deliberate in what she was doing. She was false, like using barcodes to flip the prices and whatnot. Let me see if I can do a deeper dive. This is insane. I never heard of this. This is barcode. I'm looking this up. Let me get a little bit more. Man, she was switching barcodes. She was barcode switching. I know it said like barcode switching, like to pay deeply reduced prices. She paid, the police said an item priced at $32.99 was scanned at $129 at purchase. Man, this is insane. It said Target loss prevention employees told officers the incident was not isolated. Police said investigators documented 12 alleged thefts at the same store dating to September 2025 that used a similar barcode switching method. Man, officers searched McKeon's purse and found 28 barcode stickers, some bearing the names of other retailers, like they said in the story: TJ Maxx, Publix, Burlington. But police said investigators plan to contact those businesses as part of the continuing investigation. And those are good stores, man. And listen, those stores, the prices in those stores ain't bad, man. You can look Publix. Now, Publix don't always have sales. You got to have the coupons, whatnot. But Burlington, man. It says McKeon was arrested on charges related to ongoing man, this is insane. Y'all got y'all grandmama out here. Y'all got Auntie Keon out here. Auntie Joan McKeon out here switching barcodes and paying reduced prices. I mean, since she's 76, she should get a listen. I mean, she already got senior citizen discounts and all that. Like, I don't know, man. This is insane, y'all. Listen, listen, like I said, she pulled off some big time jobs, more like casino style. Was it Midnight Run? Yeah, she pulled off some. Yeah, I can see. Yeah. Dang, man, that's insane, man. She probably say, I'm old anyway. I ain't got much time anyway, but dang. It's like that one last thrill. I want to pull off that one last job. Now they'll put you in a nursing home now. For sure you going to nursing home now. All right, so 2 questions to ask, and this is from a loss prevention standpoint. How did the suspect successfully use fake barcodes at self-checkout 11 separate times before the store security flagged the theft? That's a good question. I think the article says, what did the article say? The article said, yeah, 12, close enough. Yeah, that's a good question. That is a good question to ask, because I would say after the third or fourth time, you should know that something's up. I don't know. Target, y'all got Target, TJ Maxx, Burlington. Y'all got to get y'all loss prevention up. This is a young man's game. Y'all let an old timer crack y'all head open for $20,000. Do y'all got young people running y'all loss prevention or something? Or maybe somebody on the inside. Maybe that's an inside job. Maybe that was an inside thing going on. But for $32, come on now. Come on, man. We ain't talking about nothing big, but this is small. Whatever is $32.99 got to be like some kind of bulk item or whatnot, or maybe some clothes or something like that. Come on. Yeah, come on, Johnny. She probably got a friend. She probably had a friend in the nursing home like, Johnny, come on. I'm about to pull off one job, one more last job. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take down Target. The score is $20,000. Maybe for them, it's life-changing money. Maybe that's what all they need. I just need $20,000, and then I'm going off to Cuba somewhere, and I'm going off the grid. I think that's bad loss prevention. That's bad loss prevention. That's some bad loss prevention, because like, how long? Because again, I'm pretty sure that these retail stores do a check of the pricing. They do the closeout, when they close out the shit, when they close out the register. I'm pretty sure they're looking at all the numbers, whatnot, even when they stock the stores in the morning, whatnot. And when they're doing the pricing, somebody should have been noticing. Somebody should have flagged that. So clearly, there was a major miss, because this lady could have hit a lick for more than $20,000. She could have hit a lick way more than that. But the fact of the matter is, even though it was under $20,000, the fact that this was going on since late September or September 2025, and old Johnny Law finally caught up to her. Y'all suck. Y'all loss prevention suck. Because see, if this was anyone else, God would have caught on to it. Y'all lost. No, loss prevention sucks. Second thing, retail security. What automated barcode matching software updates are major retailers installing to stop price tag swapping? I can understand this at Christmas. This would probably be better to be pulled off at Christmas, because you got a lot of people coming in there, stuff coming off the racks. It have to be a lack. And I'm not excusing crime. I'm not advocating for crime here. I'm saying that will be the more like a high volume, high Black Friday or whatnot. That will be a better time to probably maybe try to pull this off, because you have enough time. Because you can work whatever scheme you're gonna work, whatever. I think you better, if you get away with it, that's it. Okay. Now, as long as you don't return the items, that's the key thing. As long as you don't return the items, because I know, because things are deeply discounted, but not deeply discounted to the point of listen, she basically got these items at Goodwill prices. Shout out to Goodwill. I used to work at Goodwill, and she got this stuff at Goodwill prices. Insane, because even when the stuff come in, they gotta price it. They price at a certain point or whatnot. But that's insane. So whatever software, whatever matching barcode software is a major retailers to stop at self-checkout terminals, whatever it is, y'all, it sucked. It didn't work. She found a way. A 76-year-old found a way to get around that. Give yourself a hand clap. Shout out to the finesse. Shout out to the fraudster. Listen, shout out to the 76-year-old out here committing fraud, committing crime, showing y'all young people how she's still out here stepping. She's showing y'all how to do it, which is wrong. It's bad. That's why I always say, audit your life before life audits for you. Nobody should get to 76 years old and still be out here committing crime. If you out here at 76 years old, still committing crime, we need to have a conversation. We need to have lots of conversations and whatnot, because ain't no way in hell that I'm gonna have my grandma, auntie, whatever, and all that, a dad or whoever, out here committing crime at 76. And then the lady say, I know it's hard out here, it's America. Listen, there's no excuse for the crime. But it happens. It happens anyway. Yeah, hope she learned a lesson. Okay, she should have been learned a lesson a long time ago. Okay, because when this stuff happens, She's hip. She's onto the game. She's been doing it for a long time. I can tell she's been doing it for a long time. She was a OG. She's a triple OG up in here. Okay. I say this, and I'm sorry. Again, nobody, listen, I don't know. Audit your life before life audits it for you, okay? Don't get to you in your life and you say, you know what? I want one more thrill. No, you made it. Listen, if you got away, whatever she did in the past, she managed to get away with it, whatnot, you should have left it there. You took down scores, you took down major scores. That was it. Anyway, all right. That's my 2 questions I asked for y'all. So my 2 questions is, I answer. I don't have an answer. I just answer. How did the suspect successfully use fake barcodes as self-checkout 11 to 12 separate times before the store security flagged the theft? Maybe she probably had a workaround, and maybe somebody was in it. Maybe there was an inside job. I don't know. You can't in this case, it's an ongoing investigation because she did it at other retailer stores. So it's a different conversation. This takes to a whole nother level. And like I said, what automated barcode matching software updates are major retailers installing to stop price tagging swapping at self-checkout terminals? You know what I use a self-checkout, but I use it for like small items. A long time ago, I learned my lesson not to take items 20 or more to the self-checkout. No, the machine started breaking on you. It started saying you need to get an attendant. I don't feel like you get enough of a savings or whatnot. Just go to the main checkout. Just go to the main checkout. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think of this story. This story is ridiculous. But I'm moving on to the next one. We got to go over here to some kids driving the car and hits pedestrian. Let's see what it's all about. So the family speaks out.
And first at 4 this afternoon, the family of the woman struck by that car being driven by 2 little boys updates us on her condition. As we learn more about how the kids stole their parents' vehicle, there is still absolute disbelief over this incident. Welcome, everyone, to the 4 on this Friday afternoon. I'm Heather Holmes.
And I'm Alex Savage. We're told the 2 brothers inside that car were just 4 and 6 years old. Our crime reporter Henry Lee back on this story this afternoon. He joins us now live from Oakland. And Henry, today you talked with the victim's family as well as someone who's close to the family of those 2 little boys.
Yeah, I'm told those boys have not done anything like this before until yesterday when they're accused of sneaking out of their parents' home as they slept, taking the keys to their family's Toyota Camry and going out for a ride, which ended tragically. And now a woman who is a pre-law student is in the ICU with some serious brain injuries.
She's currently still fighting extremely hard for her life.
Christina Blackman's sister, 31-year-old Kiara Darvon Bowling, is in a hospital ICU a day after she was hit by a car while walking a dog in Oakland. The car being driven in tandem by 2 boys only 6 and 4 years old.
There is still no ill will. We do understand there was children present. We all know children do not know how to operate a vehicle.
The crash happened at 35th and Mangles Avenues below 580 at about 9:15 Thursday morning. I've learned from a source close to the boys' family as the parents were sleeping. The 6-year-old apparently found the keys to the family's Toyota Camry in his dad's pockets and woke up his 4-year-old brother. The older boy then used a chair from the kitchen to unlatch the front door. The siblings then got into the car, which their dad uses as an Uber driver. Surveillance video obtained by KTVU shows what happened moments later. You can see the victim stepping off the curb, and then seconds later, the 2 boys in the white Camry sideswipe a red car going in the opposite direction, sending the Camry straight into the victim off camera. Her sister tells me her injuries are serious.
She is currently suffering from multiple brain bleeds and facial fractures, and we're just hoping for a true speedy recovery for her.
This photo shows the victim with Grizzly, a friend's emotional support animal that she'd been taking for a walk that morning. The dog was hurt in the crash, ran off, but was later found and taken to a vet. The victim was named Ms. Greater Bay Area at the California Regency International Pageant last year. She's in her last semester at Cal State East Bay in Hayward and had completed an online pre-law program with Harvard Law School.
I don't hold any animosity.
I also spoke to the victim's aunt. While she isn't upset at the kids, she is frustrated with their parents.
When you have young children, you should always be present, because young children are going to try anything and everything. What they see you do, they're going to try.
Criminal law in California are not believe that children under 12 are capable of forming criminal intent.
KTVU legal analyst Michael Cardoza says although the kids likely won't be charged with a crime, their parents could face legal scrutiny.
With an eye for bringing criminal charges against them for child neglect. The parents will be held liable civilly for this.
Now, within the past hour, did get an update from that aunt. She tells me that her niece is showing some signs of movement and even shed a tear when loved ones spoke to her at Highland Hospital in Oakland. As far as the police investigation, I'm told OPD will be getting a hold of the black box of this 2026 Camry. That is an electronic device that records data before, during, and after a crash. Live in Oakland, Henry Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
That is certainly encouraging news about the victim. Hopefully she continues to make some progress. Henry, thank you.
All right, let's see if there's any updates. Let's see. This came out Friday. Again, so, first of all, prayers up for her and her family through this speedy recovery. God be with them. Put your healing hands on them. Work with the doctors. Guide the doctors and to fix their ailments, to bring this woman back. I'm trying to see if I can get this picture. That's a good picture. That's all of them are good pictures. Bring this woman back if you can. If you can, Lord. Whew. Okay, so let me, first of all, you know, when they say kids, it could used to be teenagers, whatever, and all that, but to be 6 and 4. So I'm reacting to this in real time. Okay. A lot of the videos that I get or I react to them in real time. I see a thumbnail, I see the title, I'd be like, ooh, that might be interesting to cover. I don't know what it's about, but I'm going to add it to the show. Bam. And then I'll go do a further deeper dive behind it once I get more context. Okay. So kids driving. And this seemed like it'd be a thing because I did a story in Baltimore about teenagers hijacking cars, carjacking and going on joyrides or whatnot, and they killed the man of 5 kids. He was married, he had 5 children, and that state delegator Kathy something, she was pissed. Oh man, I got the video out. It's out on my channel. It was a full part of my full story I did on Fridays. It was Friday's show. Let me look at this because this is insane. How to be able to, they say grab the chair, know where the keys at. So that means, you know how parents will say, hey, you want to know how to drive? Oh, it's easy. Just rent the auto, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they get behind the wheel. They pretend they're driving and whatnot. And they probably let them drive a little bit. And probably, this is the gas, this is the brake, this is this, and this is this. Y'all gotta let kids be kids, man. Parents, let kids be kids. They got a long time to be an adult. Stop trying to make them be adults faster than they need to be. Damn. Anyway, let me keep looking for this story. Sheesh. Oakland. Let's see. Oakland. Let's see if I can find it. Damn. Okay. So this was 3 days ago. I got something here. So it doesn't seem like there's no updates as far as it's a 2-minute read, but I'm just trying to see if there's, I know she's in critical condition. Oh, oops, sorry. And then she had an emotional support animal as well. So she probably was already dealing with some stuff already, man. Come on. Oh man. Yeah, the parents need to be held responsible. That's the first. Listen. Yeah, because she can still literally possibly lose her life on account of being irresponsible. There's no other updates that I have. If I did, I would share with y'all. Nope. I have no. There's no new updates on this right now. Oh my God, man. 6. Listen, I don't know which one's worse. I think I did a story of a family from Georgia that drove down that they was checking to Airbnb in Florida, and the 4-year-old got a hold of the gun and shot the 2-year-old. Whole life in shambles now. And instead of just getting everybody out the car, checking everybody in Airbnb, the parents down there, they thought it was a wonderful idea to be like, you know what? Let's leave our kids in the car. And it's not too bad. We're going right there. And the kid grabbed the gun. And this is similar in a different way. It's like they knew where the keys at. They knew this. Because again, all about, hey, you want to know how to drive a car? I'm gonna show you how to drive a car with now. You want to know what this is? I'm not saying kids can't be enthused about cars, but guess what? You got a long time to learn about driving, you got at least, you shouldn't worry about driving nobody's car for another 10 years. You had 10 years. The 14-year-old, he had another 9 years. Get permits and stuff like that. Let the kids be a kid. They got a long time to be an adults. Now, your neglectfulness as a parent, because I think they compete. Now, I don't know. I've done a few stories where it's been some dumbass parents, okay? And I'm excuse my language, but there's been some terrible parents. There's been some terrible parenting skills. And I'm just right now, I think the family of the kids of these 4 and 6, I think they're competing for the worst mother, father of the year. I'm sorry, not the lady. I'm saying, or not her, but I'm saying like her, but you get what I'm saying. I'm floored. I am literally floored. And this is like a major, like a busy, I don't live in Oakland, so appears to be a very active intersection. Okay? It looks to be a very active intersection. How? In broad daylight. How? She was just walking her dog. She's already got enough dealing. She's in her final semester in her pre-law, right? She probably was thinking about the exam, probably thinking about the loss, all this. Life is already kicking ass anyway, right? And y'all just kick the ass even more. What's wrong with y'all? Now y'all life in shambles. Their life in shambles because you failed to keep a better eye on your kids. You failed. You should have said it. You should have set a bet. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If this was court of law, I don't want to hear it. You should have set a better example for your children. Why did y'all have children anyway? Why? Why do you, and they want to push me to have children. And I think about it, I say, dang, look what I be bringing my children up. Look what kind of world I be bringing up in, because I got to deal with neglectful, irresponsible parents. They already push a lot of different things, whatever and all that. And we'll get into that another time, whatever and all that. But dang, I'm trying to make sure, trying to keep my commentary mild here. It's early in the week, right? I'm trying to keep it mild here. Keep it light and keep it mild. This shouldn't happen. This lady should have been walking her dog, and she should be finishing up her semester, her last semester at, I forgot what the school it was.
Inside that car were just 4 and 6 years old. Our
I'm trying
crime
to see
reporter
if I can
Henry
see
Lee
his
back
kids.
already this afternoon. He joins us now live from Oakland. And Henry, today you talked with the victim's family as well as someone who's close to the family of those two little boys.
Yeah, I'm told those boys have not done anything like this before until yesterday when they're accused of sneaking out of their parents' home as they slept, taking the keys to their family's Toyota Camry and going out for a ride, which ended tragically. And now a woman who is a pre-law student is in the ICU with some serious brain injuries.
Insane.
She's currently still fighting extremely hard for her life.
Christina Blackman's sister, 1-year-old Kiara Darvon Bowling, is in a hospital ICU a day after she was hit by a car while walking a dog in Oakland. The car being driven in tandem by two boys only 6 and 4 years old.
There is still no ill will. We do understand there was children present. We all know children do not know how to operate a vehicle.
The crash happened at 35th and Mangles Avenues below 580 at about 9:15 Thursday morning. I've learned from a source close to the boys' family as the parents were sleeping. The 6-year-old apparently found the keys to the family's Toyota Camry in his dad's pockets and woke up his 4-year-old brother.
Okay, oh, that ain't it.
For a walk that morning. The dog was hurt in the crash, ran off, but was later found and taken to a vet.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kiara Darvon, and
The victim was named Ms. Greater Bay Area at the California Regency International Pageant last year. She's in her last semester at Cal State East Bay in Hayward.
Okay, Cal State. Okay, but I'll just, for my wrapping up my commentary, but get to my questions with that. But yeah. I want to keep this image up. Okay. And I know forgiveness but still, that doesn't mean you forget. That does not mean you forget. Okay. This woman is fighting for her life. I want to show the parents, I want to show the world know whose life you're potentially trying to ruin. She was just walking her dog. She was doing regular people things. I try to speak like the regular people, doing regular things, and y'all ruined her Thursday morning. You know how I talk about, you know how like I talk about when people do stupid crimes and crimes against humanity on my way to work and be like, damn, you ruined my Tuesday morning. Now I gotta tell my boss, I gotta tell my leader, hey man, hey sir, ma'am, I'm gonna be late because somebody decided to jump off the bridge, whatnot, or somebody decided to drive the car on the other side of the road, whatever. Y'all ruined her Thursday morning, and y'all possibly ruined the rest of her life. I'm gonna say, in the name of Jesus, that her life will be greater. Okay, she's gonna come back better than ever. Okay, and she's gonna have a massive testimony to speak about when listen, I'm gonna say she recovers, right? She recovers well. We know it's gonna be a long recovery, but she finished her last year get her in her pre-law. She gonna be one of the best lawyers in this country, working for one of the best law firms. That's my affirmation. This is insane. Insane. Like I said, y'all better go ahead and put the house up or whatnot. Y'all listen, y'all finna sue your pants off. They finna sue your pants off. The pants for the man, the panties for the woman. They finna sue y'all they finna sue y'all ass into the next millennial with this. Oh my goodness. 2 questions from perspective, the parental responsibility standpoint, and then the vehicle safety tech standpoint. So here's 2 questions, whatnot, to ponder. What legal standards determine whether parents face criminal negligence charges when unsupervised young children access cars. All right, so I'm gonna look that up. Let me see what can the parents be possibly facing. All right, let's see. What is, because you got to be specific. You can, because this for them it'd be more civil, but if there's a legal, now I don't want to say the worst of the worst, but if the worst of the worst happen, then it's up from there, big dog. It's up. What legal standards? I'm gonna type this in. Let me make sure I tie this all around, because determine whether parents parents face criminal negligence for kids. I'm gonna say for kids over Georgia. All right, so I guess we use Georgia for example. So here in Georgia, I should say California. Let's maybe more specific here. Let's be more specific in California. If you want to know, in Georgia, it says in Georgia, parents can face criminal liability for children's wrongful acts if they fail to meet their legal duty to supervise and control their minor children. This is governed by parental responsibility laws and contributing to delinquency of a minor statutes. Under Georgia law, parents are held criminally liable. The child is under 18, underage, majority 18, and under the parents' care or control. The parents fail to exercise proper supervision and control, allowing the child to commit a crime or cause serious harm. The parents' failure to supervise is willful, reckless, or neglect in a way that directly contribute to a child's act. I think that's all. I think that's the 3 bulletin points. Now in California, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's about the same. Let me just see, because I just want to make sure I tie it in with California. All right, so seems like California got about the similar thing. So California's, I'll pull my screen up. I'll show you what I'm looking at here. Insane. All right, it says in California, parents can face criminal liability for children's actions when there's evidence of negligence, recklessness, or willful misconduct that leads to harm, especially if the parent knew or should have known about the danger and failed to act. Key legal standards. Number 1, parental responsibility law or civil law. That's what the guy said. He said it'd be more civil. This statute makes parents and guardians vicariously liable for up to $25,000 or adjusted annually as of 2026, $56,400 in civil damages if the minor's willful misconduct cause injury or property damage. Ooh, man. Ew. Ooh-wee. I just stopped right there. That's because everything else is. Now, number 2 is criminal liability for parental negligence. While civil code is civil, criminal charges can arise under other statutes when the parents' failure to supervise or control minors lead to serious harm. I guess it will fall under the first 2, failure to control the minor, knowing child poses a danger but not taking action to prevent harm, or I don't think the allowing alcohol or drug, that wouldn't follow. I think it would be number 2 and maybe number 4. It says when negligence is determined, it says when should have known child's dangerous behavior, failed to take reasonable steps to prevent harm, restraining the child, securing firearms, in this case, securing keys, supervising risky behavior, allowed the child to engage in conduct that could reasonably foresee harm. For examples, a teen causes a car accident while driving, parents can be liable under the vehicle code. A minor injures someone, or it's not a firearm in this case, a parent, yeah. Bottom line is, in California, parents face criminal liability, negligence liability when their child's harmful act is a result of their failure to supervise or control, especially if they knew or should have known of the danger. Civil liability is separate but coexists with criminal charges, because you can get busted up, you can get hit twice. Man. Well, it might be their college fund, that whatever, if they was investing in the 523B, you might as well cancel that. But like, they probably gonna be taking out student loans. Last one before we move on to the next part, next story. From the vehicle safety standpoint, are automakers auditing ignition bypass vulnerabilities? Because this was a 2026 Toyota Camry, or smart keys accessibility controls to prevent young children from starting vehicles. I mean, you know what? How about just look it up? I don't want to take a, I don't have to take a, I don't want to have to, I can take a stab at it. I can say yes and I can say no. I'm gonna try to make this quick before we move on to the next story. I would say yes, because you don't want to just, I know for me, I drive a Dodge, and I know with Dodge, it's a 2020, I know with the car don't start if, of course, if the key is not there, but you can't even get, because it's smart key, you can't even get in. But in this particular case, it's a 2026. I'm pretty sure that some electric cars and maybe some cars probably got that ability to it to prevent this kind of stuff from happening. Like more of like a dead man switch. If you not basically like maybe put in a code or something like that with the key fob. Because I know like a kill switch on the car, like you have to put some kind of code, wherever the code is. So it'd have been, that's probably, I would say yes, but I think also the extra features, like I have something like this on my car. So even if I start my car up, it ain't gonna go nowhere until I do what I need to do. Right? So, and that's a feature that you have to, that's an aftermarket feature. Now, I'm pretty sure that they got different packages with Toyota, different where that may come into play or whatnot. But let me just look it up just to see if it's something that they are adding, they have on cars. I'm pretty sure, as we move on, I'm pretty sure they do. Because I know if, like for me, not just for me, but I know if, let's say if someone, the only way to bypass it, whatnot, you kind of have to have a special key fob. And as long as you don't have that key fob nearby, there's nothing you can do. So it's, as of right now, it said there's no public evidence or official confirmation that automakers are currently auditing ignitions bypass switches in U.S. market. The only related regulatory discussions involve driver impairment. So I can see that. Detection systems often mislabeled as kill switches, which are tied to the HALT Drunk Driving Act, which is passed in 2021. So I would say maybe but it says the law doesn't require the government control remote kill switch to shut down vehicles. So it can monitor the driver's performance, detect blood alcohol levels, or prevent or limit vehicle operations if impairment is detected. So that's what the HALT Drunk Driving Act, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So there's no rule on it. So there's, automakers are under no legal obligations to, they're none. So, in which if they were, it would take years for it to ever, because you got to get the technology, you got to get approvals, you got to go through, you got to sit through you got to sit through committees, and is it public housing, not all, like townhouse townhome, not townhome, sorry. Yeah, it's town hall meetings and whatnot. And so this is a conspiracy theory. Says why the confusion is this: social media posts and conspiracy theories have conflated the HALT Act with a mandatory kill switch that could remotely disable cars. This claim is not supported by the National Highway Traffic Safety or automakers. So there's no indication that automakers are auditing ignition bypass. So bottom line is no, automakers are not auditing initial bypass, which is the only relative regulatory push is for drivers impairment detection systems, which are still in the rulemaking phase and not yet mandated. Until then, till they issue the final standard, there's no such audits. So the only thing about this, we kind of want the government and everything, because once you kind of go, you're going down the slippery slope. I kind of understand the impairment thing, but that might be in certain cars. I don't know. But I would say I'm pretty sure that most of the people anybody's watching this probably have a car that has a kill switch on there that enables somebody from just driving off with the car, right? Or maybe got a key fob that detects if there's somebody trying to break into the car or trying to take the car, and then that right there forces you to spring into action, to take action on that front, if you know what I know, or you know what I know. So yeah, this is unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but that kind of stuff, like from what I just read, it can take years. But I would say, to be on the safer side, even if it is a 2026 or 2027, whatever, I would say in my opinion, it would have prevented this from happening. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate. It's kind of, I'm Monday morning quarterbacking this, but it will be the safest thing to do is just get a kill switch on the car. Because even if you get into the car, you need a passcode to, you can start the car up, but to put the car into gear and all that stuff, you gotta put a passcode in there. And a lot of times, I'm pretty sure there's some advancement. If you put the wrong code in there, it'll just lock you out, right? And then it may do a reset. It may be a 5-minute reset, 15-minute reset, which at that point, you got to get to work. You better not be running late to work, okay?
New video from that mass shooting at a school in Thailand. The teachers, the staff killed, now identified, and a public apology from the father of that 14-year-old gunman who killed himself, too. Tonight, this video giving the first insight into Friday's deadly high school shooting in Thailand. Just north of Bangkok, the 14-year-old gunman running through the halls of his school with a handgun, later confirmed to belong to his grandfather. Thai police arming themselves with rifles and shields as they made their way up the stairs of the school. Video showing the moments they evacuated students from classrooms unharmed, one by one. Tonight, those 5 teachers and staff members killed in the mass shooting identified. A caption above them on this flyer reading, "Their spirit will remain in our memories forever." The grief overwhelming families of the dead, some clutching photos of their loved ones as they retrieved their bodies. That teen gunman's father with police tonight for questioning. His son's name still not released publicly. Thai police reporting the father apologized to the public for his son's actions. This high school was not the only crime scene. Authorities say the teen gunman began his shooting spree at home, where he shot and killed his grandparents.
My mother said through chat that there was a shooting happening in the building I was in. I told her, "Mom, don't call me," because the ringtone would make a sound.
Tonight, students stepping forward from that high school with testimony from the tragedy. Authorities say the teen had complained to friends about the stress he was under at school.
The school is the second home for the students. If the home is not a safe place, but the school is, it would have helped alleviate things.
And another death confirmed tonight, a 12-year-old student who died of her injuries from that shooting.
Whoa, okay. Again, we extend our condolences, even here in the States, through this tragedy. We don't, the word was this was a deadliest shooting since 2022. And I did look it up that Thailand does have a high gun ownership, which I don't think it's not a problem, because it's not like that. If there was such a problem, mass shooters would be hearing this every day or whatnot, but a different conversation, whatnot. To take out your grandparents, he took out the grandparents, got the father's gun, took out the grandparents from a I gotta be consistent. You gotta let the kids be the kids. Kids got a long time to grow up. I don't know, and it shouldn't happen. Shouldn't got a hold of the firearm, whatnot. No matter where we at in the world, listen, this stuff happens or whatnot, and yeah. So, from a school security standpoint, why were warning signs overlooked after the student brought the gun to campus prior to the shooting? Let's do some deep diving in the article, because I think I had the article. Let's see. He had a semi-automatic pistol, and they say he had 30 rounds, or he's firing at least 26 rounds with 34 additional bullets found at the scene. Then, of course, he turned the gun on himself. Bad. So they have a profile of the kid. So they said shoot a profile. Of course, he was 14, grade 9. Background, live with grandparents, described as a good student, not aggressive, but reportedly under stress and possibly bullied. Interest, evidence suggests he was interested in guns, FBI content, and mass shooting videos downloaded a week prior to the attack. Oh, God. Context in gun violence in Thailand. Thailand has the highest rates of civilian gun ownership in Southeast Asia. Estimated 10 million firearms, roughly 15 guns per 100 people. So the country has experienced several mass shootings, including 2022 that killed 36 people, and 2023 a mall shooting that killed 2, and the earlier school shooting that killed in February 20 of this year and last year. The incidents have reignited debates over gun controls, school safety, and mental health support for students. I don't know why it says why were the warning signs. My question is, like, why were the warning signs overlooked after the student brought the weapon to campus prior to the shooting? I don't know. Because when it happens over here, usually it falls within the realm. I think this falls in a lot of the times, a lot of the shooters, they already posted content online. A lot of times, maybe a day before, week before, or month in advance, and maybe they probably wrote it off as like maybe they wrote it off as curiosity. I'm not excusing it, but unless I'm writing a paper about mass shootings, right, or I'm doing like some kind of deep dive about mass shootings or whatnot, like for research, like understanding like how they take place, that's one thing. Now, if I'm looking up FBI content and mass gun, yeah, you could look up whatever you want to look up, but I think looking it up and then going out and committing it, that's one thing. I don't know, man. Everybody, I don't know. Can't put it past people. It's sad. It sucks when it happens, but I don't know. You can't arrest somebody for looking up FBI. If I'm just saying here in the States, for example, you can't arrest somebody from looking up guns and FBI content, mass shootings, right? Because you looked at the FBI content. So why would you look at the FBI? Now, even here, it's like, okay, guns, FBI, mass shootings. Usually one can be like trying to maybe create a story, might be trying to direct a movie. I don't know. Or maybe just trying to, you wouldn't even, unless you write in the paper, unless you're writing some kind of story or whatnot, nobody won't really look at it as anything abnormal. Now, he was probably looking up mass shootings and extremist groups and guns, extremist groups, mass shootings. Maybe that probably raise an eye or two, right? Because people look at all types of stuff anyway, and nothing comes of it. Most things you can look up, nothing comes of it, right? You can put the safe search on Google or whatnot and go from there. But a lot of times people, I don't think, unless he just had general interest in just understanding FBI, like he maybe want to be an FBI agent one day. It could have been that. We don't know because the kid took himself out. He didn't leave no suicide note. He didn't do that, right? Saying he was a good student under a lot of stress. We under stress every day. Life kick our ass every day or whatnot, but we get up and get after it. I'm just saying, most people in this world, even people over here living in the States, we ain't getting up every day. We got to get up every day and go do our job, do what we got to do. We're not looking at trying to commit crimes of atrocity or commit crimes against humanity. Most of us aren't, okay? Most of us aren't doing that, all right? So, I don't know. It's hard unless he was all of this. He looked at all these videos. He downloaded all these videos a week prior to the attack. Who would have known an attack was going to happen a week later? That is the mystery there. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. This attack could have happened 6 months later. Not that it shouldn't happen. I don't want to, but it could have. He got access to the gun. He got access to the grandfather legally registered firearm. It's all. He shot his grandparents. I don't know this. Listen, this is a crime of selfishness. This is a crime of just utmost ridiculousness, because the grandparents, I don't know, he lived the grandparents and they described him as a good student, not aggressive. But how did a 14-year-old who's described as a good student, not aggressive, but reportedly under stress and possibly bullied, how did all of that translate to him doing all of this? Now, again, you know about guns, know how to use it, but you never listen. He probably, man. You gotta be, I don't know, man. Be kind to one another, because you never know what somebody may do, what somebody is not planning. Okay, and the people that he went after or whatnot. A lot of times when it happens over here, a lot of times it's targeted. A lot of times they're going after the people that they going after. Some cases it's random, just shooting up the place. Other times it's targeted. He started at his grandma's house. So this was 2 different. He off the grandparents, and then he went to school, did his thing over there, and then took himself out. And the thing about it is, couldn't live with himself, couldn't live with the idea of he couldn't even face the consequences. That's the sucky thing about this stuff. When people do this, they take themselves out because they don't want to deal with it. They know they in some deep doo-doo, and they can't deal with it. Now everybody gotta suffer. All 8 families of the 8 kids gotta suffer. They got injured. They suffering right now. They're struggling. His parents, their family is suffering and struggling right now because my man's just got him one day and said, "Hey, the hell with it. I'm over life, whatnot. I'm gonna just do it." I can't, even as I'm reading this, I'm trying to make sense, because it's hard to get in the sense of this, because this kid Download. He did it a week prior. It's not like he led up to it. It's not like it was weeks prior to it. This was a week. My man signed a one-way ticket. He said it wasn't no way he gonna come back from it. He sealed his fate. And the content is the content. You download whatever content you watch. It might flag a few things, but nothing comes of it. Okay, all right, whatever. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But the second thing is, from the gun storage compliance standpoint, was the firearm owner subject to legal penalties or audits for failing to properly lock up the personal firearm at home? Most likely. His legally registered firearm, the grandfather, the grandfather's gone. They said the father, see, I'm confused. Let me play this video one more time. Let me rewind it. Right here. Let me see.
Photos of their loved ones as they retrieved their bodies. That teen gunman's father with police tonight for questioning. His son's name still not released publicly. Thai police reporting the father apologized to the public for his son's actions. This high school was not the only crime scene. Authorities say
it said he used his grandfather. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, it belonged to his grandfather. So I don't know why the father is getting questioned. Unless if he have known about did he ever talked about bullying, mass shootings, and stuff like that. That's probably the only reason why I can probably see that. But can't be the owner of the firearm. They're gone. He shot the owner of the firearm, so he can't be found liable. So this is just something that this is just not great. Not great at all. Insane. Again, prayers up to the families. My condolences from way up here over in the States to Thailand. And they get to this that's a whew. What can you say? I don't know what possessed the boy to snap. Okay, he's under stress. Who's not under stress? Like, if you just done with life, do it away from everyone else. Don't involve everyone else in that. Especially your grandparents. Grandparents didn't have anything to do with you being under stress and being bullied. The family ain't got nothing to do with that. But don't know what the conversation was. Even if the conversation was, hey, don't worry, they got into an argument, whatever, and all that. Either which way, grandparents didn't have anything to do with it. Family ain't got anything to do with it. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they was pretty tight and trying to figure out what was going on. But in the end, I mean, the 14-year-old made the poorest choice that he can make in his life. Now, the only person he got to answer to is God. He got to talk to God about it. Why did he do it? All right, we got to move on to the last story. Police are warning of a dangerous video game driving style or video game style driving. So here's the last story tonight.
New technology aimed at speeding up the consequences for drivers caught going over 100 miles an hour. And the reason is simple: speed kills. On average, 32 people a day die in crashes linked to speeding. Chris Van Cleve rode along with the Highway Patrol in Los Angeles to learn more.
Watch this SUV flying by traffic on Interstate 80 in Northern California, passing a Highway Patrol car at 111 miles per hour. The CHP writes an average of 1,600 tickets a month for this kind of extreme speed, often mixed with reckless behavior behind the wheel, what cops call video game style driving, weaving in and out of traffic, following too close, 120 maneuvers made more dangerous by the high rate of speed.
They're just basically throwing a huge bullet at people's cars.
Officer Catherine Hendry has been with the CHP for a decade. Riding along with her in Los Angeles, it took just minutes to spot a car pushing 90.
Today I pulled you over because you're speeding.
With a driver who didn't have a license.
How often do you see this 100-mile-an-hour plus video game style driving?
I would say every day. If I'm working an 8-hour shift, I'm going to see it at least once or twice.
Driving like it's Grand Theft Auto.
I would say pretty close.
This white Tesla was approaching 100 while tailgating another driver. Speeding contributes to nearly 1 in 3 traffic deaths in California. In an effort to crack down on these 100-mile-an-hour violators, the CHP rolled out new low-profile cruisers and are teaming up with the California DMV to speed up how the state responds to these citations.
The steps have been cut, and it's a lot quicker process.
The Forwarded Actions for Speeding Tickets, or FAST program, uses upgrades to the DMV computer system to automatically forward every citation for going 100 plus for review, aiming to do in a day what used to take weeks.
There's an immediate review of the citation, which allows immediate action to be taken if warranted.
It's separate from any court action and can lead to a driver losing their license. And it's not just California. In Virginia, starting in July, judges can order speed limiters put on cars if a driver is convicted of going more than 100. A similar law goes into effect in Washington state in 2029. Efforts to hit the brakes on extreme speeding. For CBS Saturday Morning, I'm Chris Van Cleve in Los Angeles.
This sounds like a great program, especially putting speed limiters on repeat offenders. I didn't know that you could even do that.
And forwarding that for extra action. Because obviously, if you get a ticket, there are some people that are just going to say, whatever, I'll just pay it.
Right.
When you see someone who's weaving in and out that, you just go like, oh my God, tense up.
It's true.
So great program and great piece from Chris.
Yes, always.
Shout out to the lovely anchors, the CBS Saturday morning anchors. So, as a resident of Georgia who drive on 285 quite frequently and at times Interstate 120, not too often I-75. Only time that's I-75 or I-85. I-75 I'm going to Tennessee. I-85, it depends, or if you're going into South Carolina or whatnot, or Carolinas. But just mainly I-285. I've seen cars that aren't meant to be driven fast. I see Camrys. I see baby mama Hyundais or Hondas. I see dented up Corollas. Now, again, I see the Mustangs. There are the Chargers, the Challengers, and the listen, my car can go fast too, right? When I got a clear sign of traffic, at times I'll put the sport mode on and get that thing up, but I only do it when I got a clear head of traffic. And then I'll take it off, whatever, because I'm not trying to get a ticket, right? But people do that, and it be at night. It's nighttime. It's something, I don't know what it is. People have a sense of just driving excessively faster at night. And they showed us in California, whatever and all that. California already got enough problems as it is. That's why they got bad policies and horrible taxes and whatnot. And that just goes right into it. So now y'all got to be paying for other people's speeding issues and whatnot. Because it's easy to say, hey man, just give my ticket and go. Give my ticket and go. And they're cracking down on that. People got to be, because I know there's some people that run the stop sign, that run the red light, they look at red lights and suggestions, whatnot, right? But then you floored it. I get some people they feel like they don't want to be tailed or chased and stuff like that. But guess what? You're still putting your life at risk and others around you. So I do the example of people who excessively drives fast and they say, hey, just get my ticket. Don't worry about it. You're going to be out of a license. You're going to be out of a car, right? And you're going to be facing criminal charges and whatnot. Because if you hit somebody and you clip that, it's up. But people here in Georgia, they do that. They drive, and I know people complain about the insurance. Oh my God, the insurance is crazy because people drive excessive. And it's not the people of Georgia, because Atlanta, the metro Atlanta area, is a transplant city. License plates all over Cali, Louisiana, most definitely Florida, North Carolina. You see a lot of places. So a lot of people who come from other places, they complain about Georgia driving. No, it's a lot of you all who are not from here. Y'all excessively push the speed limit. And I don't get it. People drive, I'm not saying beat up car again, baby mama cars. They drive baby mama cars, baby daddy cars, whatever and all that, and they be pushing it. They be pushing it like their car is a speed car, like it's a muscle car, like it's a hyper car. It's not that. Why are you driving so fast? Where do you gotta be there so in a hurry? And then you get mad. People, because listen, there are times where I will slow down intentionally. And my mirrors, and people who know most cars got whoever drives a Dodge with that, your mirrors can dim at night. People put their brights on, it dims at night. So I slow down at times. I'll be like, oh, okay. So this is what you want to do. And I'll be like, why are you riding my bumpers? Sometimes it happens in the morning as well. Sometimes I speed up, and sometimes I'll be like, you know what? No, I'm chilling. I'm on time. Okay. I'm early. You're on time. On time is late for you. Early is early for me. Right? You're not gonna ruin my Tuesday morning because you want to ride up on my bumper, whatnot. People pushing little Fiats, and I'm not saying the same thing. Listen, like I said, Toyota Corollas, Camrys. I'm like, listen, your car ain't fast on a regular basis. Your car ain't fast. So if you're driving to California or DC or Washington State, whatever and all that, eventually they're gonna put speed reduction technology in your car to reduce your speed. So no more cruise control. No more cruise control. This is the thing. The rules aren't bad. The rules are made for people that can't control themselves. And when people no longer can control themselves and they keep on just bypassing everything, this is the end result. This what can happen. It's nothing until, and listen, 1,600 tickets in a month. And then y'all want, what's the two major highways out there, the 5 and the 10? Then y'all wonder why the 5 and the 10 is always back, or the 405. I'm sorry, the 5 and the 10 and the 405, or what they call it 5. So correct me. I know it's two major thoroughfares, whatnot. But then y'all wonder why it's always backed up. Like, why are you driving so fast? Why? I'm pretty sure on that highway, the speed limit is probably 70 miles per hour, right? Most places kind of let you go about 70 miles. Some places do have a minimum speed. You go a minimum 40 or maybe a maximum 65, and you might go up to 70 or whatnot. You might push it to 75, whatnot. But just be careful out there, y'all. Be careful. But anybody who lives in Atlanta knows what I'm talking about. At night, it's always at night. People tend to drive faster at night. What is it? What is it about that nighttime driving fast that gets it going? I'm cruising. I'm chilling. We all trying to get home. The goal is to make it home. That's the goal. The goal is to safely make it home. So I'm gonna ask these two questions before I close out the show. So from an enforcement strategy, it says, how effective are low-profile patrol vehicles in reducing triple-digit speeding and aggressive weaving on highways? I would say that, let's see. Let me see if I can answer this. Let me see if I answer this. I'm looking to answer without trying to answer this. I'm trying to answer this, but usually they use the faster cars, right? The cars that can really keep up that can keep up with these kind of cars. Most police cruisers can. I don't know. Let's see how effective are. Here's an answer. So low profile patrol vehicles reduce the perceived risk of speeding by making it harder to get away with it. They thereby supporting compliance with posting speed limits and improving overall road safety. While these vehicles don't lower the posted speed limits, they encourage drivers to hear about them by making it harder to get away with speeding. Over time, consistent enforcement in this way can reduce average speeds on monitor roads and improve reaction time and lower crash rates. FSMPVs are equipped with vehicle-mounted radars to ensure when a driver is stopped, the enforcement is both precise and professional. This combination of steps. They said it linked. It says it. No, I'm sorry. I would say you can't. When they off in the cut, you can't see it. Yeah, I think they help. People are going to speed. People are still. That's the thing. People are going to do what especially they grown. People are going to do what they want to do anyway, right? It takes for stuff to put certain laws in place to say, hey, it's no longer going to be, hey, get my ticket, I go pay the fine and go about my business, right? It's going to be, hey, we're going to put speed reduction technology in your car so you can't hit triple digits. And if you try to take it off, we're going to come arrest you. So I don't know. I'm sorry if it answers, but it seems like from what I read, it's supposed to be a deterrent. And a lot of times, I'm not saying people still don't try it. They still will try it. So I would say for the most part, it's helpful as much as it can be. At the end of the day, people just got to slow it down because you can't have low profile cars on every, if you had them on every inch of the highway, I think it probably would shut it all down completely. But last question is, what license plate reader or highway camera network upgrades are being deployed to catch repeat extreme speed offenders? I'm not editing it out. I say that let's look that up. Let's see. This is real quick. This is the last story tonight. Let's see. I think it's more radar detection. I think they have cameras. They have speed traps. So a lot of times you don't really see a speed. They usually a speed trap is those low profile, those low detection cars. And I think in residential areas and whatnot, they have like license plate readers. And a lot of times, unless your GPS will let you know. So if you got your GPS on, they'll let you know. Or other times, if you are looking and paying attention, you'll see the signage, and the signage will say, hey, you are in the area where your license plate is being read. Yeah, license plate reader technology. Let's ask this question before I get up out here. Let's get a definitive answer. Let's get a definitive answer. Let's get questions. Highway cameras network upgrades to reduce to catch speeders. All right. Quite a bit here, but I won't read all of them here. It's 5 of them actually. But it says several states in the U.S. and agencies are upgrading automated license plate readers and speed safety camera networks to effectively catch speeders. Yeah. A lot of them are at intersections of highway points, and they probably be at points where there's known to be excessive speeding. So I would say maybe every 5, depending on if it's every 5 miles, every 10 miles, or especially on a long stretch of highway where people tend to just mindlessly probably speed up and drive fast. And then they got mobile units or whatnot. Mobile units cycle between locations, distribute law enforcement. These systems capture license plate images when violations detected, record vehicle and driver data when applicable, issue citations. Some states hold a driver liable. because you gotta understand, you got a lot of drivers driving in different states at different times, and whatnot. So the very thing you could do is just hold a drive, or issue a citation to them, or hold the registered owner liable. Yeah, here in Georgia, they use the technology. They've been using what they call they've been using automated license plate readers here for general enforcement, but state level integration with speed camera systems could expand their ability to catch and prosecute speeders. Speeding is a big deal. You know what I mean? We got to be careful. We all speed, but we got to be careful. The whole goal is to arrive on time, arrive alive. Make it there in one piece and make it back in one piece. The whole goal is to make it where you need to go in one piece, and the goal is to get back home at the end of the day. So, but that's it. We're gonna wrap up the show. This edition of the Night Audit. I'm your host, Chaze Barnes. Again, a couple housekeeping things before you get up out of here. Make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe, rate, and review. We appreciate it. Again, make sure you audit life before life audits it for you. If these stories have not proven that, I don't know what to tell you. But I catch you all guys on the next one. Peace. By the time you're watching this will be uploaded tomorrow morning. So peace. Love you all.